It's July, the 4th to be exact, which means a few things, but for this video it means it's time to take a look at everything picked up in June of 2025. First up out of the United States are three seemingly common uniform items, one with the US Army's UCP in the ACU cut, another being a set of Air Force ABUs with the digital tiger stripe, and finally a pair of BDU trousers in the woodland camouflage. However, when we take a closer look, you'll see that they're not all as they appear. The ACU is actually a short-lived version referred to as the AACU, or Alternate Army Combat Uniform, which was created and tailored for women or small-statured men within the Army, bearing some subtle differences related to the waists, buttons, and tapering. This particular set looks to have been owned by a recruiter. The ABU is actually not an ABU, but based on the tag an NGU. What is that? Well, it's hard to say, as these are actually a prototype set which predates the introduction of the ABU. Best guess is next generation uniform. It's interesting because it seems to utilize elements that both the Army and Marine Corps incorporated into their then new pieces, such as slanted chest and shoulder pockets, but from a general standpoint also shares quite a bit in common with the finalized ABU. The only other set that has seemingly appeared saw some minor differences, seeing hook and loop rather than buttons, and had the pattern name as SERE jacket and tops, meaning it could have been a design for units specializing in survival, evasion, reconnaissance, and escape, or SERE. Whatever the case though, a bit more research is certainly warranted. Finally, the BDU trousers are a 50-50 nylon cotton twill, and looking at the front they seem normal. However, they lack any reinforced areas, have a zippered fly, and feature additional larger button belt loops. And on the inside, a pocket tag in both English as well as Arabic, which, when translated, says Royal Saudi Air Force's Supply and Logistics Authority, Field Pants No. 4, making these technically American-made but for Saudi Arabia, which isn't that unheard of, as the US had a long history of helping the Saudi military both with research and development of uniforms and gear. Next up is yet another seemingly mundane piece, coming in the form of these three-color desert trousers. However, they are from Hungary and were worn by forces in Iraq circa 2003. Fabric-wise, the material is cotton twill and was apparently supplied by the United States, ultimately being replaced not long after for their own native design, which was a color-adjusted and slightly altered 1990M, known as 2004M. And finally, out of, well, to be determined, though likely somewhere in Africa, best guess West or Central, is a very eye-catching and busy camouflage set. Bearing images of lions and gazelles, as well as assorted leaves and what looks to be streams, this pattern falls in line with a few others seen around West Africa, which have been used by park, forest, and wildlife rangers and units who often are armed to prevent poaching, smuggling, and really anything else illegal in protected lands. Being as the manufacturer is the company Mark and bears features that originated in France, chances are good it's either an up-and-coming replacement for an existing design or a new unit is adopting it, though it's still early to tell for certain. But on that vibrant note, happy 4th of July to those in the United States, and to those who aren't, happy beginning of July. We'll be back again next month, same time, same place. Until then.